boy. So this is what I wear when I go to work. I call them service blues. If Lauren was here, I'd tell her that it's 26 cents per wear. You know, they may not be all that attractive, but they wear like iron. And at the end of the day, they don't look anything like this. Cost of soap is unbelievable. One wear. So when I get ready for work, this is what you see. Pretty much like that. Sometimes I advertise a company I like or my business that I'm in. And I look back, when I was in college, I told my buddies that, you know, I'm going to find the ideal work. I'm going to find it. And I've spent, what is it, I don't know, 40 years. Haven't found it totally, but it's come close. I'm at it right now where I fix stuff. Verticutters, aerators, pickups for Ryan Lawn and Tree. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the heck out of it. But I'm ready for the next thing. And as I look at it, I think I probably come as close as I've ever have when I was about 10 years old, 10, 12 years old. We had moved, and we moved to this place that had about a 10-acre pasture or field. And I love go-karts. And so I didn't have a lot of friends because I moved quite a ways and I lost my friends. And so I got this go-kart going around the track. Pretty soon, the neighbor kids started coming over. Can I ride it? Yes. And I began to find out that I enjoyed fixing them after they broke it more than riding it. I enjoyed it. I could spend all night and get excited about getting them going so they could have fun. So, and when I got out of college, you know, I tried to be an accountant, and that didn't work. I was totally misfit. I decided to talk to my dad about, he had just retired from his business and had an empty building in Lenexa, Kansas. And I asked him if I could give it a try. I'd start a business. He said, sure. So I put a little sign, hand painted in the window, small engine repair. That was 1973. And it was perfect. I mean, I got to do the things, and then it started growing. And that was exciting too, and it all, you know, I put a lot of hours into it, enjoyed it, got to know the people in town. A lot of people helped me and encouraged me on the way. And then the absolute worst thing possible happened. About year 6, a fellow walked in from the Chamber of Commerce, and he says, we got to have you come to the next chamber meeting. I said, it's April. Lawnmowers are broken. I can't take them. You got to come to this luncheon. Well, you know Wendell Anschutz, Ann Peterson. Anybody remember them? They were there, and I go, what in the world? I sat down and had my lunch, people talking to me, and they started giving out awards. And they gave my company the Customer Service Award of Lenexa, Kansas. And I'm thinking, holy cow, now what? Because I knew what was going to happen. Pretty soon, everybody brought their lawnmower to me. And it was impossible to handle all of the work. I had 60 of them lined up. You know, it'd take about 2 hours a piece back then. They were a lot harder to work on. And I got there about 2 weeks after the newspaper ad announced our achievement. And I look out in the parking lot, and all I could see was cars with lawnmower handles hanging out of them. And I go, what do I do? The expectations were that they were going to get good service, and I couldn't. And I was trying to catch up ever since. Did the best I could, hired the people, trained some people, and then sold the business in 1985. And now I own it again through Ryan Lawn and Tree, because Ryan Lawn and Tree has just recently purchased it. So it's been there since 1946 when my dad started his, and then I picked it up in 73, and it's still there. Amazing. You go in there, it's just about like, looks like about when I was there. Just lawnmowers and chainsaws and trimmers and stuff like that. So in 85, I decided that I really liked this company, Stihl, and I got an opportunity to be a sales rep for them, territory manager, state of Kansas. And I quickly learned that the things I dislike about my business, I was thrown from the frying pan into the fire, because these guys were just like me. I had 140 accounts, mom and pops, trying to make it in the lawn business all over the state. And it was just excruciating for me. And John, I'm not a salesman. I found out I am not that. You know, trying to load up their shelves with stuff so they can't buy something else. And I became really, really unhappy. It just wasn't me. I was trying to dress something that I wasn't. And I was supposed to act like there was $1 million in my pocket. No, you know, it just didn't fit. And I remember coming home after 2 weeks on the road, not being home. I wasn't married or anything. I had a nice home. And I go to the refrigerator and open it up, and there's a bottle of ketchup staring at me. And that's all that's in the refrigerator. And that was from Christmas. Been there a long time. And I remember feeling just as empty inside as that house. And I hit what I'll call in my life total personal misery. And I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. And if it wasn't for the Good Samaritan home, you know, a place for healing from daily living and poor choices, I made it. Picked up some mentors, and they showed me what it is that I'm made of. Just like what Janelle's working with. What's my strengths? What is it I want to do? And I began to study this guy from Chicago University. His name is Dr. Csikszentmihalyi. And he talks about flow. And about that moment when everything that you're doing, just you disappear into it. Time goes by. Has anybody been there? Pay attention. Because if I'm not there, I have blues. Not these blues, service blues. Because I have to do that to be happy. I think about Bob Ross. Remember the painter on big hair? I never did pick up a brush because of it, but I loved it, and I still do. Oh, made a mistake. Oh, we'll just make a pretty little bird out of it. Live the life you want to live. And if I have a message, as you go through your career, pay attention to those moments. When everything goes away, all the noise goes away, all the expectations go away. And then you'll find the star that can lead you out. Thank you.